Hello, I'm Muddy Sharp. I thought I'd take you through as many leatherworking tools as I can today in as short a time as possible. When possible, I'll show you the tool in action, in use, in front of the camera, so you can get an idea for what it does and how it's used. So to start off, here's a selection of knives. I've drawn pictures of the ones that I don't actually own, just to try and show you some extra knives. The one on the left is a head knife. It's a semicircular blade, but sometimes, as you can see, it's only a quarter of a circle as a blade. This one's a clicker's knife, used for general purpose cutting. That's a rotary cutter. It's great along a ruler for straight, nice, long cuts. And this one on the far right is a scalpel. It doesn't have a blade in, obviously, at the moment, but that's perfect for intricate detail and fine cuts. This is a skiving knife. It's used for thinning down leather. So, for example, if you're making a wallet and you want to, you don't want too much bulk, you'll thin down the pockets where they attach so that you don't have too much unnecessary bulky leather just sort of in the middle of the wallet. This is a skiver. It's used in a simpler way to the skiving knife. Just literally pull it, and it'll thin the leather. This is just an ordinary steel ruler used for measuring all sorts of things. This is a scratch awl. The clue's in the name, really. It creates a scratch in a piece of leather. So it's great for marking when you're going to be cutting the leather later. This is a strap cutter. It's used for cutting straps of a set width that you decide by adjusting the position of the ruler. You see it's got a built-in ruler there. You adjust the knob on the top and then slide it along to the width you like. And hey presto, you have a strap. I use a metal hammer for hammering down stitches once I finish sewing a project, and also use the round end for hammering down copper or brass saddlery rivets. A soft-headed hammer is perfect for whenever you're trying not to damage the thing that you're hitting. So, for example, I'll cut in some footage here of what a metal tool looks like if you use a metal hammer on it too hard. This won't happen with a soft-headed hammer. It's perfect for hitting anything you don't want to damage. So things like, yes, say metal tools, stitching punches, pricking irons, that kind of thing, as well as, small children, household pets. There are many different types of hole punch, but they all do the same thing, making holes. The one on the right here is a rotary style punch for cutting lots of different sizes of hole, and the ones on the left here are of a set size, and you just hit them with a hammer. So this is a crew punch, also known as an oblong punch. It's used with a hammer, like an ordinary hole punch, to create the bit that a tongue of a buckle goes through. So on a belt, for example, you'd use a crew punch to create the end of the belt, like I'm showing you here. So here we have an assortment of tools used for setting different types of hardware. On the far left is copper and brass saddlery rivets, then eyelets, two different types of ordinary rivets, snaps of two different sizes, as well as the anvils required to set things, so one ordinary one and two for specialised use cases. Here we have a selection of stamps for putting a bit of personality on your project, letters and pattern designs. You can do what I did and make a nice pretty picture. Here's a set of wing dividers. It's perfect for marking out a stitch line, say, because it makes a line a set distance from the edge of a piece of leather. This is an edge groover. They normally come on these cheap eBay tools set up for a number of different things, but this is set up to make a crease line a set distance from the edge of the piece of leather. So you see here, creates a nice line. You can use this in a similar way to wing dividers to create a nice stitch line for yourself. This is an Overstitch Wheel. You see the tines on the end here, they're all a set distance apart. So essentially you just roll it along the piece of leather and it'll make a number of holes a set distance apart for you to then later punch out with an awl. Talking of awls, I've got a selection of them here. So as you can see, one plastic handled and two more vintage ones. I inherited these actually from my grandpa. I hope they're not ivory, but I've got a horrible feeling that they might be. Essentially, they're a very simple tool. Just push it into the leather and it makes a nice hole for you to then put things through. So a different way of punching holes than an Overstitch Wheel and an awl is to use stitching punches. They come in various different sizes, as you can see here, and varying numbers of teeth. The longer ones are perfect for long straight runs, so for example the edge of a wallet, and the smaller numbers of teeth are perfect for going around corners and intricate details of stitching. This is a leather needle. What differentiates it from a fabric needle that you might use to sew clothing, for example, is that it's normally got a blunt end, because you're not trying to punch through fabric, or trying to just go through a hole you've already punched. They've normally also got good eyes on them for good thick leatherworking thread. This is a stitching pony. It's really useful essentially as like a second pair of hands. I never find you have enough hands when you're a leather worker, but a stitching pony holds your work in place while you sew it, so that you get a nice, clean, consistent stitch every time. These are thread snips, very simple tools. They're used for cutting thread after you finish sewing. This is an edge beveler. It's quite a small one, number 0. Essentially, it bevels an edge, the clue's in the name. It takes the corner off a piece of leather so that you can later sand it down and get a nice rounded finish after you burnish it. This is an edge slicker. It's used for finishing edges essentially, so you use it normally in conjunction with a burnishing agent like gum tragacanth or toconol, and it works like this to soften up an edge, give it a nice sort of brown finish, and it's far smoother after you've finished. This is the bone folder. It's a perfect kind of multi-purpose finishing tool. You can use it for burnishing edges like an edge slicker, or you can use it the way that a lot of people do, which is to kind of open up pockets after you've sewn them to get rid of any spare adhesive and to make sure everything's flexing and working as it should. So there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed this quick introduction into as many leatherworking tools as I could fit into a few minutes. I'm sure I've missed some out. This is not supposed to be an exhaustive list of every leatherworking tool, just a quick intro into some of the more common ones. If anything I've missed out or anything you'd like to say, put it in the comments below and I'll read it. So see you next time. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.